The Leona Graham Podcast.
Brought to you by the Honda New Rider Programme.
Hello and welcome to episode 9 of the Leona Graham Podcast, sponsored by Honda Motorcycles and the Honda School of Motorcycling, helping you to get on two wheels by spreading the cost of your motorcycle, training, test and safety equipment. Speak to your local Honda dealer for more information.
You're listening to the Leona Graham Podcast. Tune in, because if you don't, I'm going to come and find you, and you don't want that.
Yes, you heard the man. On today's episode, I'll be speaking to legendary South East London actor Tamar Hassan about how he blagged his way into his first lead role and how he's delved into DJing and is taking on his first main stage event this summer. You'll get the chance to win a pair of tickets to Pride Rock Festival in Brighton on Friday the 1st of August. And I'll be chatting once again with my friend and colleague, journalist Anna Geary, about our summer holiday plans. And you'll hear the story of an embarrassing blunder made by Anna's dad at the Oasis Wembley gig back in 2009. And now, in music news with music-news.com, Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne's Back to the Beginning will go down in history as possibly the biggest show in heavy metal. But the star-studded event that took place in Birmingham recently will also hugely benefit 3 local charities. A massive donation amount of at least £140 million will be donated to 3 chosen charities: the Acorns Children's Hospice, Birmingham Children's Hospital and Cure Parkinson's. Now, a man who's portrayed as a bit of a hard nut, but is actually very charitable indeed. My special guest today is Tamar Hassan.
A-side.
Let's go back to the beginning. Before becoming an actor, you started out as an amateur boxer at the age of 17. What drew you to that?
Being bullied. To be fair, it was kind of my mum's thing. It was, we grew up in New Cross, South East London, in council estates and stuff. But I was pure white, little chubby, short, chubby, Turkish Cypriot kid with just loads of hair. And I had plenty of art, but just no game when I was a kid. You know, I wasn't scared of it, and I just used to get bullied so badly. My mum put me into judo, and then she put me into boxing, which I really liked. And as a boxer, as a kid, people used to leave you alone, didn't they? So I don't mess about with him as a boxer. And then I had a lot of pent-up energy anyways, and I wanted to fight all the time because I kept getting bullied and I refused to be bullied. And then when I went into the boxing ring, I started about 9 years old.
Oh, that's young.
Very young. And we used to train in a church hall called All Saints Church in New Cross. And then, I was undefeated as an amateur boxer, and I went through, and then you just sustain injuries and stuff, didn't you? And then you kind of...
So how did it end up in acting?
I was working, stacking shelves at a very, very young age, paper rounds, doing this. I was always trying to get money, trying to do stuff. And then I think I got to about 13 or something, or 12, maybe before. And my mum was a dressmaker. And she set me up a market store, East Lane Market, you know, all the local markets. And she used to get the dresses, and I used to sell the dresses from a very, very young age. So I was always very entrepreneurial. I always wanted to be something. I never wanted to be a worker bee from a very young age. I always thought I was special. I don't mean, not special, let me rephrase it, different. And everything I did I was good at. I made sure I was good at it, sport. Decorating. I always had to be the best of what it was. And there was always that little bit of entertainment in me. I remember Mum telling me, and I've got pictures of me dancing around all the time, entertaining people. I was that kid that wanted to make everyone laugh. I never wanted to be an actor, but I always wanted to be something. And I think everybody, from the dustman to the paint decorator to the scaffolder, we all have an element of entertainment in us, because we all mimic our stars, our singers. You know, we're up the ladder, we're all sitting round. I mean, people mimic me now in movies, just like we do the De Niro's. So I think everybody's always got an element of showmanship in them. And I never really wanted to be an actor. I always thought that actors were struggling. And I got asked by my old agent, have you ever thought about acting? And I went, acting's for mugs. And then an opportunity came up to buy her agency. And I was always sort of people come up, and I was always having a punt in things. And I thought, you know what? Sounds quite sexy, this agency thing. Can we get on the red carpet? Can we go to parties? Can we mingle with the stars sort of thing? So anyway, fast forward, I'm in, throwing a bit of money in and do what we're doing. An opportunity came up for EastEnders, the Phil Mitchell shooting. And EastEnders was the biggest show at one stage, probably in Europe, because they were even, changing Champions League games for the show. And there was a huge storyline when Phil Mitchell got shot. And they said, look, there's a brief coming. It's for a gangster type. We don't have anyone on our books. Would you go and just... And I'm like, what do I need to do? And they kind of showed me, but it was terrifying. So I've gone to Elstree. Julia Crampsey, bless her. She was there, and I came in, and you walked in, it was just like, Cal might have a big leather jacket, Scott. Everyone just wanted this role. And he didn't even say anything, but that's how it was then. There was no dialogue, just maybe one word. So I've gone in, she brought the director in, had a chat. Do this, do that. I was like, yeah, terrified. Came out of there, got on the phone, rung her, I said, don't ever make me do that again. Ever.
So did you shoot Phil Mitchell?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realise that.
But it was the hand, wasn't it?
Right, okay.
So it was the hand that came
Did we see your face?
No.
After all that?
I got picked up, took to the hotel, took onto set, fed, watered, delivered a performance. Well, if you call it a performance, I didn't really say too much. Just don't do left, look right, do this. But just being in that atmosphere, and the minute I looked at the monitor and seeing myself on screen, it was like I took a shot of the most addictive drug ever created. Instantly addicted.
Right.
And then I just went, I'm going to give this a go. And I sold the restaurant, and I pulled out, because I can't do everything at once. So I sold it all, and I sold the restaurant, and I went, I'm going to give this a go. And then starts my training, and then starts my, let's take this seriously. But it just went from EastEnders to The Bill, and I call it apprenticeship, where Judge John Deed, all of these small little great TV dramas.
But in 2004, you got involved in The Football Factory with David Dyer. How did that come about?
Well, my first movie audition was The Calcium Kid for Working Title. So I did all of these bits, and I blagged that job as well. It's quite funny. Alex Durakov, the writer-director, is actually my best friend and brother now, and I'm godfather to his kids. But the first time we met, because I'm always hustling, blagging, so she said to me, there's a little role for you. It's Orlando Bloom, it's Billy Piper, it's Working Title. Just to get in the door for someone like me was a huge thing. So I went in, and I said, first thing she said, oh, I know Alex, the agent. When I know Alex, Nick Love and Guy Ritchie, they was all sort of her circle, the Chelsea crowd. I went, all right, well, what football teams do you support? And she went, what do you mean? I went, just find out. She went, Arsenal. I went, okay, no problem. So I got that in the bank. Can I read the script? Read the script. I see the lead role, and I went, that's me.
Yeah.
That's me. I was a middleweight boxer. I'm South London. And I read it, and I'm sitting there, and I thought, how am I going to open this conversation? Because I walked in, and you could see, and we're similar age. I think I'm a year younger than, no, about 6. We're the same age. So I just started talking to him. He said, where are you from? I went, South London. I went, you ever done a bit of boxing? I thought, yeah, he's in. I went, yeah, I'm undefeated. South East London. But I boxed there, I've done this, I've done that. Really? He went, yeah. He went, okay. He went, he asked me, what team do you support? I went, Arsenal, of course. God, I'm a Millwall supporter. my team's going to come away with it. He went, what, you're a gooner? I went, oh, come on, die hard. I went to him, but I know about Arsenal because all my family are Arsenal.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
And then we just locked in. He went, listen, forget that. Forget that, he went. Go and read for this. And I went, what, Pete Wright? He went, yeah. I went, oh, okay. And we go on, come back next week. So then I had a week to prepare, and it was a hostage scene. And I came back and I knocked it out of the park.
Wow, yeah.
And then he called me up. He said, how much do you weigh? And I went, how much do you need me to weigh? He went, can you get down to 11 stone? I said, I was only about, I think it was about 3 stone. I said, how long have I got? He went, about 7 weeks. I went, yeah, sweet. He went, how tall are you? I went, how tall do you need me to be? And it was that moment. He went, you got that job.
B-side.
Are you DJing as well at the moment?
Yeah.
Or you're putting on an event at the Midsummer Ball in Cyprus?
Yeah, you've done your work, haven't you? Well done.
Well,
done.
that's the connection to the podcast. That's our music element.
Yes,
so
we'll get to
so you
the
do
music.
DJing?
Yeah.
And what kind of music do you DJ?
I like Afro House. But
Okay.
we're working. I go into the studio, and I used to do it. I used to DJ a long time ago because I had nightclubs and restaurants, and I used to do DJing there, but on vinyl. And I've always had a real understanding of music, a real understanding of. I could even sit there and I could arrange an album. I would know what song's gonna be. Maybe that's what songs for me, but in my genre of music, I go, that one's good, that one's. And then I used to do a little bit, and I kind of left it. And then I bought into this hotel and started, Oki being there as well, Paul, and DJ stuff. And then I've started looking into it again. But I was terrified of the kit, the Pioneer kit, just the lights and the buttons.
Oh, yeah, it's a bit
we had a
different to
mixer,
vinyl.
didn't we? We had a mixer, I'd drop the needle and
Yeah.
bring it in.
Yeah.
We used to just bring it in years ago. You DJs.
So do you now turn up with MP3s?
Oh, all of that.
Yeah, just a little USB.
All of that. I mean, even they said that when I first started, because over the years, as I've got, more mature in the movies, not more mature, but as I've been in the movie business long, creating these iconic films, these one-liners, a lot of big name DJs will go, Tamar, learn how to DJ, warm me up. We give you obscene amounts of money. I'm like, really? Well, how long do you want me? I don't know, just warm us up. Do some quotes, just having you there. Football fan, and I go, yeah, whatever. But I love music, and I've always wanted to, if I had a choice, I'd be a singer, or a DJ, because our job isn't glamorous at all. Mm-hmm. The only time we get to interact with our public is on a red carpet, and how often do you get on one of them?
Yeah.
But when you're a singer and you can just hold a mic out like that and just have them singing your lyrics back to you. I mean, I walk down the street and I get called effing C. Effing C, which is, it's not offensive, but it's just my character in these films. So that's it. Midsummer's Ball. Yeah, it's in August, and I'm headlining the main stage.
Brilliant.
Terrified.
Oh, you'll love it.
Absolutely terrified.
Now, you're our first guest who's had one of their children appear on Love Island, your daughter, Belle.
Mm-hmm.
How did you find that whole experience?
Terrifying. Everything in my life's terrifying, isn't it? No, it was beautiful to see her. My daughter, Belle, she's my best friend. Both my kids, I've got a beautiful son, my daughter. I had them very young, so they've been joint at my hip to this day. Yeah. One's here, one's there. And she just rung up, and she's a trained actress, a champion Irish dancer, amazing singer. She's uber talented, not like me, I winged it. Yeah. So, I mean, she's trained. And then she rings up and goes, Dad, I want to go on Love Island. I'm like, what, seriously? What? Why Love Island? And she hates fame. Because I got famous really quick. It was like all these films come out at once. I'm like, who's this guy? So, and I'd get mobbed at the mall and stuff in the early days. And she was terrified of it, so she took up makeup. And then all of a sudden she wants to be in Love Island. I'm like, you do realise it's the biggest show in the world? Like globally, it probably is at the time. And she was like, yeah, I don't care. And she went on it, and she came out, and she's just blown up from it. She's really understood, having me as her dad who understands the world of media, but she really understood what her responsibilities are first. Before she left, I said, listen, if you don't find love, have the best holiday of your life, and remember I'm watching you. In that voice.
Yes.
Yeah, she
That
was
must have terrified her.
Yeah. She went, okay, I got it, Dad. And I said to her, she went from no followers to over 1 million. And then we looked at the demographic of her followers, and they're from 8, 9 to sort of young girls. And I said to her, sweetie, you really do have a responsibility to these kids, because what you do, they will follow.
Yeah.
And she was like, I didn't see it that way, Dad, but I said, no, listen, sweetie, you are what's known as an influencer.
Yes.
So you need to influence these kids the right way. And she was one of the first ones that went on with no makeup.
Yeah.
and started showing her emotions and letting her people know that she's human and she has emotion.
Good, yeah.
And she's beautiful. And I'd go on sofas and when she was in there and they go, what are you doing? Let your daughter do that for her. My daughter's 21. A beautifully talented, driven, independent woman. Who am I to tell her what to do? I said, all we can do is just try and advise them and guide them the right way. And she's great. She's gonna do a film with me. She doesn't know yet. But
is she?
She's done 2 films with me before when she was a kid. She's a great actress, but I'm gonna drag her into something with me. And she's just had a bad breakup. I won't go into it. I'll let her do that when her time's right. So I'm not gonna do that. But he knows who he is. So now she's back home with her dad, and I'm not letting her leave my side.
Bonus tracks.
First musical artist or band that you loved?
Sade. My first musical female artist. Still love her now. Band. Simple Minds.
Great answers. First famous person you met?
Robert De Niro.
But that was good.
Exhilarating. I was 14. It was at Fidenza's, I think it was. And we used to supply the booze there. My uncle used to supply the booze there. And that's when I met him. We sent over a bottle of champagne. He sent one back. But yeah, I've got the picture somewhere. Yeah, that was amazing.
What do you prefer to watch, football or boxing?
Boxing.
British indie or Hollywood blockbuster?
British indie.
Pizza or pasta?
Pizza.
Best city in the world?
London.
Favourite film or TV show you've ever worked on?
Favourite film I've ever worked on, The Business. Favourite TV show, 24.
Oh, yeah.
Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah,
I had
great.
a lovely time with Kiefer.
Best piece of advice you've ever been given?
Shut up.
The dramatic reading.
So we want you to put your acting skill to the test and take you back to the Football Factory year, 2004. Another iconic masterpiece was a hit that year, the song Milkshake by Khalees. Now, I'd love you to do a dramatic reading of the lyrics in the style of Fred, your character in the film.
Oi, my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. And they're like, it's better than yours. Damn right, it's better than yours. I could teach ya, but I've got a charge. I know you want it, the things that make me. Want the guys go crazy for. The boys are waiting, la la, la la, la. La 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 la.
Oh, it's great to have a professional actor. That was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Do people struggle with that then normally?
Yeah, normally, yeah.
Well, that was a one outing. That was the first
Yeah.
go. So hopefully that weren't too
Oh,
bad.
wow. Tamar, it's great to have you on the podcast. Thank you so much for joining me here today.
It's been my absolute pleasure.
And that was my special guest today, Tamar Hassan. He's currently filming a new film, Bad Day at the Office, starring John Hannah and Rada Mitchell.
The Leona Graham Podcast.
Brought to you by Honda School of Motorcycling with the Honda New Rider Programme.
Competition time now, and you can win a pair of tickets to the Pride Rock Festival in Brighton on Friday the 1st of August. Just answer this simple multiple-choice question. Which character did Tamar Hassan shoot in EastEnders in 2001? Was it A, Peggy Mitchell, B, Phil Mitchell, or C, Phil Collins? Send me a message now with your answer, A, B or C, to my socials at Leona Graham DJ, and please include your email address. Get your entry in by Friday the 18th of July at midnight. Winners announced on Monday the 21st of July. Time for my chat with Anna now, and this week I started off teaching Anna a little bit of ancient folklore. I know, very sophisticated. Hi Anna, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. We've had like the hottest June ever since the 1800s or something. Tomorrow is St Swithin's Day.
Okay.
Do you know what that is?
No.
So it is a traditional folklore that says if it rains on St Swithin's Day, then
Yeah.
it will rain. That's the weather for the next 40 days and nights.
Oh, no.
If it's sunny, then that's the weather for the next 40 days and nights.
Okay.
And since I discovered this folklore a few years ago, it's been pretty accurate.
Really?
Yeah, because last year St Swithin's Day was really dreary, and then the rest of the summer was dreary.
Okay.
Okay, tomorrow's set to be sunny, so I'm hopeful.
Oh, I don't know. We're talking about British weather, aren't we?
I'm optimistic after the summer we've had. Are you going on holiday?
I am. I've not booked it yet, but we've got the time off. Me and Mark are going to go to the Amalfi Coast in Italy.
Oh, how posh.
Very romantic.
How romantic.
I know. But you know what? This will make you laugh. I've been Googling hotels. I looked at one. I'm not going to pronounce this right, but I'm going to go for it anyway. La Cyrenus in Positano.
Sounds nice.
So Positano's the posh bit.
Sounds like suppository. No?
Oh, God. I can't go there now. But no, it's the posh part of the Amalfi Coast and all the celebs go there. And I just, Googled our dates to see what the price for a week would be in this posh hotel.
Yeah.
15,000.
What?
Yeah, for a hotel room. So, yeah.
What, for the week?
For the week, but I'm not doing that.
That's just
obviously.
ridiculous. Some people just got too much money.
I know, but it's the type of place where, the Kardashians go.
See, that would put me right off. I like
you
something
would
a bit
say
more down
that.
to earth. I went away with the boys for a few days in a car tent.
I saw your pictures recently. Did you have a good time?
It was really good. To be honest with you, Harley slept in the car tent, the older boy, and me and Dexter slept in a normal tent.
Okay.
The other confession is we only did that for half the trip. Then we went to somewhere else, which was like a glamping pod.
Oh, that's nice.
More because the second location was a place we want to go, which has got all the water sports we like doing and things like that. I don't know if I could have done more than 2 nights in a tent anyway.
Yeah.
It gets a bit annoying.
I'm not good with
with
that
all your
sort of
stuff on the floor and...
Did he feel, when he was in this car tent, did he feel high off the ground?
Well, that's the thing. That's why I think the car tents are better, because you're not on the ground as such, are
Yeah.
you? He said it was really comfortable and it's padded, and the fact that you're higher up and away from any weird animals in the night, and
Yeah.
I think it's better.
Well, that's what a lot of people do when they go to Africa. You know, when they go on safari, they get these car tents so that, the lions... Could you imagine?
I don't think I'd do that.
I wouldn't do
They
that.
can still climb up the car.
Well, exactly. Or just they're so forceful, aren't they, these big animals? They can
Yes.
just push the car.
Yeah, I'm not doing that, thanks very much. No, we'll just keep it to Devon. And we're also having our sort of annual family holiday to France. We haven't holidayed in the south of France ever, so it's a new experience for us.
Oh, that's fancy as well.
Yeah, it is quite fancy, yeah. We booked a villa, so we're
Very
not very good with
nice.
hotels. We're not very
Well,
good
there's
with...
quite a few of you as well.
There's a lot of us, also other people. It's not them that's the problem, it's us.
Are you worried about the impact of you guys on other people? Well, that's very respectful.
We're quite noisy, and Dexter is the opposite of shy, isn't it? You've met him.
Oh,
He'll
he's
just go
so
and
sweet.
impose himself on another whole family, and next thing you look round, it's like joining in their family picnic. No, Dexter, come back. So yeah, we tend to do our own thing.
That's nice. And you can go to a French boulangerie, get your baguettes, get
What's
your
a boulangerie?
cheese. Like a bakery.
Just call it a bakery then. Boulangerie.
Hey, you've got to take a leaf out of my book and get a little bit pretentious if you're going to the south of France.
Okay, I'm going to try. I always try and speak a bit of the language as well, which is an absolute embarrassment. And Sasha laughs at my appalling pronunciations, but I try.
I feel like trying is the best thing.
Yes.
You start trying to speak French to a French person and they always reply in English, don't they?
Yeah, everywhere. When we go on holiday, everybody always thinks that Sasha is a local because she's much darker skinned than me.
Yeah.
So they always talk to her in the local language, whatever that is. But she's been doing Duolingo for about 2 years,
that's
learning
good.
Spanish.
Oh, that's really good.
But whenever we go somewhere that is Spanish speaking, she gets really embarrassed and won't say a word.
Oh.
Not a word. I have to say it. I say, what do I say? And then I say it for her. We're hopeless.
Oh, I can understand that though. But then I just go over the top with accents.
Oh, do you? You put on
you
your whole
heard
accent.
me before. Boulangerie.
Yeah. That says it all. The other major thing going on this week in particular is Oasis are in Manchester.
Yes.
Have you seen them live before?
I have. I saw them just before they split in Wembley with my dad.
So what, 2009?
Yeah. And the best thing about that was, well, obviously the concert was amazing, but my dad was, when the support acts were on, which was Kasabian.
Oh, I love Kasabian.
I like
You must have been about
Kasabian.
12. How old are you then?
So what are we, 2009?
That's 16 years ago.
and I'm 34 now.
Oh, I can't work that out.
the
So you're
maths
young.
like
You were a
that.
teenager.
Yeah, like
Okay. Late teens. Okay.
But I went with my dad and we were watching Kasabian and my dad's got his newspaper out for the support act. We sat down in Wembley.
Yeah.
And he's reading his paper and then he goes, "What's this support, Anna? Kasabian?"
Kasabian. That's it. I'm never calling them Kasabian again. Kasabian.
Kasabian.
That is the best thing ever. Kasabian. And that's it for episode 9 of the podcast. A big thank you to my guest, actor Tamar Hassan. You'll be able to catch our interview in Vision on YouTube later this month. You've been listening to the Leona Graham podcast with me, Leona Graham, produced by Emily Moulton, sponsored by Honda Motorcycles and the Honda School of Motorcycling, and brought to you by Whitney Wild One. See you next time.
The Leona Graham Podcast.
Brought to you by Honda School of Motorcycling, new rider program, helping you get on 2 wheels by spreading the cost of your motorcycle, training, test and safety equipment. Speak to your local Honda dealer for more information.